Hey guys, welcome to my channel Simply by Veronica. Join me on my journey of decorating, refinishing furniture, cooking, cleaning, organizing, all things motherhood, and so much more. Hey guys, today's project is beautiful bedroom set. It is a little bit dated, but we're going to go ahead and transform it into a shabby chic or a farmhouse look type of deal. And I will be going ahead removing all the hardware, removing the drawers, scuff sanding all over the dressers and the nightstands, and we're going to go ahead and paint it. Alright?
Love is like a roller coaster, but I'm trying to hold on. I don't want it to stop. Even though we fight sometimes and it feels like a war zone.
I began the project by taking the set outside, where I went ahead and removed all the drawers, all the hardware, and of course, as you can see, that I did bring it back inside. It was super cold out, but I knew that the work had to be done, and I have had this set for a few months now. I'd say probably 2 months, and I have had this great plan for it all along, but all it was is a plan, so I was itching to get my hands on it. And finally, so I did.
You a little bit more. Oh, I know that it's difficult dealing with emotions, but I want you to know that you'll always be on my mind, even in the hard times. I care about you. How do you move?
You guys, what is that saying? What can go wrong will go wrong, right? Well, for some reason, this project decided to give me a lot of trouble. Not the project itself, but all the events that had followed the project. First, it was cold. Then I was like, okay, I can work in the cold, I can figure it out, just move fast. Well, right. Then it started snowing, so I couldn't sand outside as I would prefer to. I had to sand inside the garage. Then the GoPro stand decides to fall and break. Wow, yay me! Oh, Mother Nature, how could you do this to me? Anyway, then I went ahead and just placed it on top of a dresser while I was sanding the other one, and it worked. It's odd angle, but the lighting is pretty good, right? Anyway, I'm going and sanding this piece all over with the 40 grit sandpaper, and that's the only grit I used because I wasn't planning to stain or have a super smooth finish, and I didn't need to, change the grits in between. Plus, I had a lot of nicks and imperfections that I didn't.
Close the door, baby, pull me closer now before it's over. I just wanna love you a little bit more. Oh, love you a little bit more, just a little bit. Love you a little bit more, love you a little bit more, just a little bit. Love you a little bit more.
Now that I was done sanding it, I brought the furniture inside and just gave it once over good clean. It was really dusty, it was really dirty, and it's always a good rule of thumb to clean your furniture because you never know what's been spilled on it, where it was stored, how long it was stored, and etc. So it's always a good way. As soon as I was done cleaning, I started priming it with Kills 3 primer all over, and I ended up giving the set 2 coats of primer just because it did have a dark finish before and I didn't want any bleed throughs.
I don't wanna let you down. Got a lot of demons up in my brain. Got a lot of bad thoughts giving me pain. I'm afraid to show you what's underneath, 'cause I don't wanna let you down. Let you down, let you down, let you down, down, down. Let you down, let you down, let you down, down, down. Let you down, let you down, let you down, down, down. I don't wanna let you down. Early
You guys remember how I said it was extremely cold outside? Well, the next day it got below zero. So I was not willing to work outside at that point. And since I did not want to use sander in the house, I have little kids and animals, and it's just not fun to have dust all over the house. I brought it inside and quickly hand sanded it just to give it a nice scuff and get rid of the spackle that I had placed to fill the holes.
It's hard for me to tell you how I feel. I'm afraid to show you what's underneath, 'cause I don't wanna let you down. Got a lot of demons up in my brain. Got a lot of bad thoughts giving me pain. I'm afraid to show you what's underneath, 'cause I don't wanna let you down. Let you down, let you down, let you down, down, down. Let you down, let you down, let you down, down, down.
And I cannot repeat this enough, you guys. After sanding, or even if you don't want to sand, always clean your furniture before you do work on it. It is just very important. And I am here going and cleaning all the drawers, wiping out the dust and getting it ready for priming.
From all of the things in my past, I'd do anything just to make it stop. Yeah, tired of sitting and waiting, but every time I open up, there's always someone.
So I do tape my drawers out because I just like to have a nice uniform finished look to it, instead of opening your drawer and side glance of it is paint, not without nice lines or any of that. So it's nice and uniform look, because I am selling this furniture, and when you ask a high buck for a piece of furniture, you may as well finish it well, right? As soon as I was done, I went ahead and used Kills 3 as well to prime all the drawers, and on the drawers as well I did use 2 coats of primer. Don't have to do that, but seeing how dark they were and that there's potential bleed throughs, I just wanted to prevent all that, because I was going to keep the piece very light.
In my bed, wishing that someone could wake me up. Yeah, binge watching romantic movies, the ones with the happy end, hoping that someday I'll find the one. So give me pain, give me pleasure, I don't mind. It's whatever, all I want is someone to love. Ease my mind, give me headache, I don't care. It's whatever, all I want is someone to love. La 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 la. All I want is la 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 la. All I want is la 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 la. All I want is la 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 la. So give me pain, give me pleasure, I don't mind. It's whatever, all I want is someone to love. Ease my mind, give me headache, I don't care. It's whatever, all I want is someone to love. La 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 la. All I want is la 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 la. La 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 la. All I want is la 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 la. It's someone to love, yeah. Someone, no, yeah.
Now that all the drawers are painted and dry, I'm going to be moving them aside and painting all the frames of the nightstands and the tall and alone dresser. And you guys, I also did 2 coats of chalk paint on each of these pieces. But best but not least, I have a quote of the day today. A quote that I found on Facebook by accident. I was just scrolling through one day, and it's more not a quote, it's just somebody doing a speech, but it's a very powerful message to me anyway. It says, if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task and another and another. And by the end of that day, that one task completed will turn into many tasks completed. Admiral William H. McRaven. I just think, you guys, I hope I read it well, but I put on a screen. I always slur my words for some reason, but I have noticed that every single day that I wake up in the morning and do, a small task or like make a list, I say stove, counter, table, and all it means is I just need to wipe those down. And I know that when I start with the littlest task and wipe the table, wipe the stove, wipe the counter, do the dishes, it just gives me that more willingness of to do more and more and more. And you guys, here are my beautiful knobs or hardware for this piece. It's just rustic farmhouse style look, but they're just so pretty. And you know what, I spent $25 for 25 of them. I mean, you go to your hardware store, Home Depot or Lowe's or Menards or whatever, Ace, whatever it may be, you spend probably $4 $5 for each of those. So I totally thought it was a steal. And now that I was finished, showing you what the idea of the knobs and how they would look is, my next step is to go ahead and distress and clean up the drawers for the dresser, nightstands, and all that. A good rule of thumb to remember when distressing your furniture is that you want to make it look as natural as possible, and the where that has occurred, that happened naturally, like any, for instance, you brushed against the door and then you accidentally scraped it type of deal. But those type of wears usually do occur on the surfaces that are closest to the ridge is closest to like touch or whatnot. So just go ahead and lightly roughen it up, and you will get a natural looking distressed furniture.
Better say something that will change my mind. Gotta give me something, 'cause I'm not blind. I don't know how to enjoy it. Every time you tell me it's not there, I suppose that we won't stand a chance. We won't stand a chance.
Now that it's all nice and distressed, it's time for it to to be sealed anyway. See, I can't talk. I don't know what it is. For some reason, I can carry normal conversation, but when I have to record or whatnot, it's just, I always mess up. But I'm sealing the whole piece with rustoleum wax sealant. And once I'm done with that and everything is dry, I'm going to put on the hardware. Everything was already pre-drilled. I know I did not take a video of it, but it was very painfully long part, so I don't think you guys wanted to see it. But I'm going to put in the hardware on, and I'm putting a liner for the bottom of the drawers. Like I said, this was a piece I was selling, and it's always nice to go an extra mile for a resale. And you know, that's something to also keep in mind. You know, you want to please the people that are gonna buy it, and to make it look like you put extra thought into it. And with flipping the furniture, I found that it goes a long way with the pricing. With people, I mean, people will still negotiate, but they're less likely to negotiate to see the amount of work you actually put into it, you know, and it justifies to you, right? I mean, this piece was definitely my biggest flip by far. Time to stage this for the pictures. And you guys, I mean, it's anybody's. That's when you know the work is done, right? It's just a favorite part. You know, you get to decorate it to make it look. And so many times I thought, maybe I should keep it, maybe I should keep it. But you know, if I do keep every piece I refinish, I'm not gonna be a good businesswoman, will I? Now, you know, now that I staged it, I'm also measuring the piece so I can list it. And it's very important to give the measurements of your piece, because you already know people will ask, because a lot of them have smaller spaces that, you know, it may not fit, and spending that type of money, not fun. And the time has come to show you what this piece looked like before. And look at this after, you guys. How pretty it is. Oh my goodness, I just love all the detailing. I know it's hard to see on the camera, but you can kind of see a little bit of it. All the detail and all the work, all the, you know, the fact, look at the liner, it just makes such a difference. But nevertheless, the project was done, and it was sold for a whopping $1,200. And to just let you guys know also, this piece I did get for free. Somebody just gave it away to me because they knew I work on the projects, and this is something that I do, and they decided to donate it to my personal cause. So sweet of them. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I definitely appreciate any views, subscribers again. Don't forget to give me thumbs up and possibly subscribe. You guys have a good evening.